Well, had a bit of a sidetrack with this week's DIY, but I think I saved it. Hey, I'm Janelle, and this is toDIYfor. If you're new to my channel, I do new DIYs every single week. A lot of it is home decor related, thrifted, cheap items, because that's the way I like to do things. So if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And you can always feel free to reach out to me on other platforms, probably more specifically Instagram, and you can get a closer look into other things that I do and sneak peeks for upcoming DIYs. So this didn't go exactly as planned, but I think I managed to save the project. It was originally something that a neighbor was tossing and I wanted to fix it up, so let's just get into it.
All right, so here is the base that I started with. A neighbor was giving this away for free, so I snagged it. I thought it was a really cool, unique table stand, great side table. Definitely not a fan of the chrome, so I'm gonna paint that out with some black matte spray paint, and we need to get a tabletop for that. So while it's drying, I'm working on the tabletop, and what I looked for at the thrift store was the circle item that would exactly fit this piece, which was really kind of hard to do. And ultimately I found this tray, which was the exact right size. So it had holes in the side. I didn't love that look. I'm thinking that, that's kind of gonna cheapen the whole look of this. If I could fill them in, it might be really cool. I tried a couple of things. It didn't really work. This is some puffy clay. I couldn't get it to stick in there properly. I taped on both sides with a little bit of cardboard in between. And I think that this idea would have worked had I not attempted to cover this thing in concrete, which was my first idea. I thought it would be a really cool effect, the black matte paint with the concrete tabletop, really trendy. And what I am using here is just some concrete that is kind of like a patch kit, so it's really fine powder, it has no gravel in it, and that's what you need for doing like a skim coat for this. So just mix it all up. And then I started pouring it on, and in the base here, looking great. The problem came when I had to do the vertical portions, the side of everything. So this is a different product than I've worked with in the past, and I think that that has, part of the reason why this didn't come and work to plan as I had hoped it would. It really wasn't sticking to the sides like I wanted it to, but I powered through and I was like, maybe I can save this. So I'm using a similar technique to what I had done on a previous DIY where I aged a vase from the thrift store. You put concrete on, allow it to dry, you do like a rough coat of some paint, and while the paint is drying, you mix in some more of the dry concrete, and it gives this really cool aged effect. I absolutely loved it on the vase that I did. I'll leave that video linked for you. But for this tabletop, I don't know, there was just something about it. I just hated it. So I thought that maybe I would try some spackling on the table. So I use this for a really beautiful piece of artwork that's in my place right now, a texturized piece. And I thought that this would give a cool kind of texturized look to this table. Of course, you don't want it to be too textured, so I did try and smooth it out as best as I could. But it kind of gives like a little bit of like a stone effect. At least that's kind of what I was thinking. And I covered this entire thing. So I think if I covered it with the spackling originally with the little like tape and cardboard over the holes, I would have been able to get away with covering those holes and making this look a little bit nicer. But ultimately, here's how it turned out. I think it is all right. I guess the benefit is you could move this tray and move it onto a coffee table if you wanted and kind of, move your things around. But I do love the texture look there that we have on the side. Also, if you're wondering why there's a little bit of a pink tinge in all of this, it is still in the midst of drying. I need to give it a final coat of like an off-white paint color, but I really just wanted to get this video up for you, so I kind of pushed it through even though it was still drying. Anyways, let me know what you thought of the DIY, and I will be back next Wednesday with a new one. Cheers.